All right, folks, I'm coming on about a minute early because this game's way over. It's been over for about a quarter. Wow. I might have to, let's see, what could I do after winning this ball game? Let's see. Let's do this. Yep. And that won't be the first time I play that tonight. I'll wait for some more people to come in because they'll enjoy that. But oh my goodness, what a rear end whooping that was. That was magical. Nico's the real deal. Holyfield. There's no question about that. That's just outstanding. We'll get into his numbers. He did have that freak pick six, which that could happen to anybody. Hit his arm. The ball went straight up. And it was almost garbage time at that point, honestly. But, he had one legitimate interception, that's his first one ever as a college quarterback. He's played 3 games now, and that was his first real one that happened tonight. And then our defense, oh my goodness. Do we have a real defensive backfield now? Because they looked pretty darn good to me against a team that could throw probably a first-round draft pick wide receiver at you and a quarterback who's fairly accurate and, can get the ball loose. So I can't believe I'm thinking about complimenting our defensive backfield. It's been so difficult to do the last 3 years, but I'm going to have to do it. I got to give them a compliment. They really did it well. It was outstanding. And let's see. You know how the game started.
Say when.
Yeah, we said when, and then we said how much. That was outstanding. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Let's take a look, see at the score and all that good stuff. Shocking. I had a feeling it'd be a blowout because I did a video about it, but to that level, I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking like 24, 28 points. I was not expecting 41, and they had a pick six, and so did we. But, oh, that's nice. What the crap is that stupid thing? Customer, that's always charming. I feel so disappointed I didn't take advantage of the customer reward there. Oh, Lord. But, 51-10. Let's see our numbers here. And Nico had 2 touchdowns. He had the one freak interception. He did have one legitimate interception. I'll grant you that. And then threw for 200. Grayson McCall. Oh my! Is that serious? Let me look at that close. That can't be right. 104 yards with an interception. Wow. Folks, when's the last time we saw 100 yards with our defensive backfield? When's it ever been less than 300? And this is a team that can move the ball with a quarterback that's good, and they've got a couple of receivers that can get the job done. That defense, woo! We might be pretty tough to deal with, folks. I mean, that's outstanding. Period. That is outstanding. Dylan Sampson, 132 yards. 249 yards on the ground. Folks, they had 39 yards on the ground. 39, is that right? They had 143 yards total, NC State. That's unbelievable. I didn't realize it was that bad. Woo! I'm blown away. Folks, I am blown away. Let me see what's going on in the comment section. I know y'all got to be. Y'all got to be shocked. Let's see what everybody's saying here. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, Rocky Top, you could say that. Might be the best defensive output of the entire weekend, and I'm talking about everywhere. That is outstanding. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was that good. Huh. I just can't believe it. 28 yards? Look at this. No, 39. I'm sorry. They had 39 yards. I was way off. 143 yards total offense, NC State, with Grayson McCall. And Kevin Concepcion, who's a first-round draft pick. Oh, my gosh. That is just beyond belief. Wow. Let's look at our wide receivers. Everybody caught balls. Let's see. Squirrel White had that beauty, that 40-yarder. That was such a great pass and such a great catch. That was huge. Johnny, I appreciate that. I know. I can't. Can you believe it? I can't. Just total domination by the defense. The defense, I would say, won the game, but the offense was really good too. Nico, he's smooth as silk. I'm so glad he had this game where he finally had an interception. I'm counting as one interception. He needed that to kind of take him down a notch because he got a little bit ahead of himself on that one, and I'll tell you why. Let me get this out of the way. What happened there, if you count the number of people in the box, which is your defensive line and your linebackers in that little area, you all know what I'm talking about. If there's 6 in there, you should run the ball. If there's 8 in there, you should pass. All right, well, there was like 3 and 3, so there was 6. And he threw a pass in that situation. He should have opted out of that play, or he should have handed the ball off. And he decided he was probably feeling pretty good because we were well ahead. Well, we were about to go well ahead, and he probably thought, I can fit this in. And he threw it into double coverage and overthrew it a little bit, and that was his first interception ever. And I knew, I was sitting there going, don't throw that ball. There's no way that guy's open. And sure enough, he wasn't open. Now, he could have fit it in there if it had been the perfect 30-yard. If it had hit right here, he could have got away with it, but he'd have got his receiver crushed. So he made a mistake. And I know what that is. When you're playing really well, and as a golfer, I can hit this 5-iron into this really tight hole location that I shouldn't go for. But if you're playing well, you think you can do anything. And instead of just hitting the middle of the green, he tried to stick it back there in the back left corner. And that's all that was. That's what that was. That was, hey, I hadn't screwed up yet. I think I can do anything. That will humble him just a little tiny bit, which he needs, which is rare because most quarterbacks need to be built up. Plenty of them that do. He doesn't need that. He actually needed to be taken down a tiny notch. And then, of course, he made some passes tonight that were so perfect. That one I really thought the game-winning play, and you're going to think I'm crazy, was the pass to Squirrel White. I know the pick six that really was the game-winning play for Tennessee that took us to 17-3, and the game was over. As far as I was concerned, the game was over at that point. But that pass to Squirrel White was huge because they were playing the run, and which meant we would have one-on-one on the outside. He delivered a 40-yard dime. And that is not something most quarterbacks can do. Over the shoulder dime. I mean, just boom right there, which is what was required. That is all pro NFL passing is what that is. So, wow. You want to talk about getting people's attention? Thank you, Go Vols. That's going to get the entire country's attention. I don't know what will be ranked tomorrow. I think we're number 14 right now. A lot of people are going to take note of that, especially with Notre Dame struggling. Alabama was up by 1 point in the third quarter over USF, and then they blistered them in the fourth quarter. But Alabama was in trouble there for a minute. And there was what was the other team that was in trouble? It was there was another one that was struggling against Houston. Who was that? Oh, Oklahoma. I think they barely won. barely won over Houston by like 4 points, like 16-12, which is a weird number. I guess they had 4. Must have been a lot of field goals in that one. Yeah, isn't it nice? Isn't it nice to have it going again? Folks, I'm telling you, this is Hendon Hooker 2.0 with a higher upside. We're back. We are back. As back it can be. That offense is back. And this is with the new rules, where you don't get a timeout when you get a first down. You don't get a timeout when you go out of bounds. None of that. The clock just runs. So you're getting about 10% less plays. And you just scored 51 on a totally decent team. So that's just wow. Let me think. Let's try this.
Damn it, Bobby, this just ain't right. You deserve better than this.
Josh Heupel. Josh Heupel. Oh, he's our job. Look, he's our Billy. Oh, that's so great. What a great game. I went into this thinking we might blow them out. I just had this feeling like I don't think NC State can hang with us. And if our defense gets on Grayson McCall, he may struggle. But he started out pretty good. You know, Grayson was playing pretty well. But then once we got in his head, it was all over but the shouting. Thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that. Didn't say anything, but appreciate the super chat. Wow. I'm just, man, oh, man. What a ball game. It makes me think of the FSU lady.
Can't wait for Tennessee to lose in football next year, because that's what they do every year. And they won't win this either. So screw them. Who cares?
You sure about that?
Don't care.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, screw Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're having a tough time over here. We're having a real tough time. Wow. I'm just amazing. Oh yeah, they're gonna learn Nico's name. I can promise you that. Yeah. Iamaliava. They like to call him Nico. I'm about to leave you. And I said, no, he's Nico. I'm not about to leave you. Wow. Oh, let's see here. Chilmonty. I might have to get old Chili Willie in here. Yeah, I believe I will. I'm going to have to send Chilmonty because I know he's happy. Holy crap. He was on vacation. King Flatliner. Nico's performance today. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Here we go. Assess Nico's performance in this game. Are you worried about SEC? Oh, do I look worried? How worried do I look? I'm the guy that called for a blowout. And it's worse. It was worse. 51-10, and we had to take it easy on him at the end. So that's how concerned I am. Nico is one of the best quarterbacks that we've ever had. I mean, and you know how much I liked Hendon Hooker. You know that. This guy's better. He's better. He's got more talent. Hendon was magical, and he was clutch. But he didn't have the talent level that Nico's. I can tell you right now, Nick Saban can't say enough good things about him. What does that tell you? You think Nick Saban knows a little something about football? Holy crap. I couldn't be more impressed. I'm kind of shocked, honestly. I shouldn't be shocked. See what Kevin says. Oh, yeah, Kelly. Kevin, you could not be right, man. No, there'll be no gimmicky talk anymore. You're 100% right about that. There'll be none of that garbage. Absolutely none of it. Wow. Let's see. Oh, I got to send Wilmot. Almost forgot. We'll get Chilmont in here. Chili Willie. I know he's pumped. And he's on his way. Let's see here. Wow. I don't think I've ever felt better about Tennessee's football. I can't. The defense. See, I've been holding off. I've been holding off on that defensive backfield, hoping that they might be good. You know, we didn't give up any points. It was really 51-0. The 3 points they got was off of Nico's legitimate interception, and then they got 7 points off the one where he threw the ball straight up when the guy hit his arm. The defense gave up 0 points. Think about that. If you went into this game and thought the defense was going to give up 0 points, how good would you feel? It was ridiculous, honestly. And the announcers, they ran out of superlatives. They ran out of compliments for Nico. They really did. Because, I mean, what more can you say? I'm going to bring Chilmonty in. You ready, Chilmont? All right, I'm bringing you in here. I'm bringing you in hot. Bringing you in hot, Wilmot.
Come on in hot. I'm ready.
What do you think of that?
What a great win. Holy cow. Really all they did was that very first drive offensively. And they were done after that. Our defensive line is so freaking dominant, and our offensive line is dominant. Both lines are hugely dominant. And I know it's not Alabama, it's not Georgia.
No.
But, yeah, I literally just walked in the door, man.
Oh, yeah.
But we got to listen to it on the radio almost the whole game. And I couldn't tell. That was one thing I wanted to ask you, how the defensive backs looked.
Really good. Shockingly good.
I wondered how much.
I'm not one to compliment. I have given that defensive backfield down the river for 3 years. 3 years. I've worn them out.
And I know that our defensive line, I mean, they totally stuffed them. And how much did they really pressure the quarterback a lot? I couldn't tell.
They wore him out, Wilmot.
Okay.
They wore him out. That guy, I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to need counseling.
Sorry.
He is going to need counseling from that. No, you shrink you there so you don't make anybody sick while you do
Yeah,
that.
Sorry.
That's all right. But, yeah, I mean, that they absolutely – oh, my gosh. They could not have been – let's see.
Yeah, we didn't hear the coverage. We were listening to Kessling and crew.
Where's Bambi? Have you got Bambi?
No, I don't have Bambi yet. I just got in. Literally, I think you were 5 minutes in when I walked in the door.
So, folks, Bambi next time, because
Bambi will make a showing next time. My son's keeping Bambi.
Wow, really? Look here, Kevin Gentry, Boise State 17, Oregon 14. That would be a great loss if somehow Boise State beats them.
And Auburn got beat. Didn't Auburn get beat?
I think they did.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up. I didn't pull that up. I'm the guy that said Peyton Thorne was not the right quarterback for them.
Yeah.
You know, I took so much grief from the Auburn people.
Oh, I bet.
He threw like 4 interceptions today. That's what he does. He throws interceptions.
I tell you, listening to the broadcast, and this was not the broadcast, it was the radio coverage. It sounds like Sampson is great. We now know we've got a couple of really good running backs. I think obviously Nico, although the offense sputtered a little bit at times, it more than made up for it. And you know, the running game was so good, they just kind of stayed with that. And I think that was a good plan. And what they did, they would run it, and then all of a sudden somebody would be wide open.
Yeah.
Because they'd start trying to cover the run. I think they came into this game saying, okay, we're not going to let Nico beat us. You can beat us running, but I think they just went for coverage. That's what it sounded like. They went for coverage.
Almost nothing they could do, Wilmot. There was nothing they could do. We're such a nightmare to deal with that it's really hard to.
We were talking about
we got a defense. Oh no!
Oh no! It's like it's 2022 again, except now we got a damn defense, and that's all we lacked. That's the only reason we didn't win a national championship that year, probably.
Well, and we at least had a shot at it.
Yeah, and man, our defense, it sounded our defense was great, just totally shut them down. I don't know how good their offense was supposed to be. They were ranked 24th, but yeah, they couldn't do anything. And who else? Apparently, Squirrel White had that Simmons kid, our defensive lineman. He was like a freaking bulldozer out there, apparently. And so was the left side of our offensive line. And that one touchdown where Sampson, I think, that said that he strolled in, said you could have driven a truck through that hole.
Yeah.
And yeah, and a couple of guys texted me and said, "Man, I could have run that touchdown."
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
Van, the Vol fan, wants to know about the line. And let me talk about the line for a minute. Not only was the offensive line really strong, the defensive line was dominant. The offensive line protected Nico to the point to where they were out of hand. It was like when you've got a great quarterback, you don't let anybody cheap shot him. And whenever there was even close to a cheap shot, our offensive line was ready to attack. I mean, they were getting penalties over it. We got penalties over them defending him to protect him because they're like, you're not touching him.
No.
You know, you will not cheap shot him. And that's when you know you've got a good quarterback. When the offensive line's willing to get penalties just to fight the other team, if you touch him, that's what you got. And,
just to send a message. And so you're not messing with our quarterback, or you're going to pay.
Yeah.
And I love it.
That's exactly what they did. They said, if you'll hit him, well, you're going to pay.
Tell you another thing we found out, we got a dang good kicker.
Yeah, he's fine. And our punter, everything's fine. Our special teams, I feel good about.
Yeah. And then I was wondering about that, going in, we had a new kicker, we had a new punter, we had new everything. And
I believe that's the same punter we had last year. That little side.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He's a weapon.
He's very good. But we didn't know about the place kicker, and man, he was like 5 for 5 or something like that till they tried that 53-yarder or whatever. And they said he had plenty of leg. He just pulled it left.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good. All right. Yeah, you're right. They did. Black Fox, you're right about that. They were trying to look, you want to shorten the game. That's what you want to do with Tennessee. You want to shorten the game as much as you can, especially if you feel like you're overmatched, which they clearly were.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I kept saying it could be a blowout. Because they're overmatched in every area. We had them on the defensive line. We had them on the offensive line. We had the quarterback. We had the running backs. The only thing I was concerned about was the defensive backs. They didn't let anything happen.
Yeah.
They had 100 yards passing, Chilmonty. 100 yards.
Yeah.
When's the last? Normally 300 is the average.
Yeah. And 250's a bad night. And but yeah, our defense, that's a wonderful surprise so far. And again, we hadn't really gotten the meat of our schedule yet, but NC State wasn't no chump.
Look here, Chilmonty. They had 39 yards rushing, 39, 104 passing.
Yeah, that's a top 25 team. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
It's almost shocking.
Well, the thing, and I tell you, I can't think of his name. That tight end who's a great blocker as well, that transferred from Alabama.
Yeah, he played well.
He had multiple clutch catches plus the touchdown that they called back. Didn't he have one they called back?
Yeah, we're really strong at tight end. We have 3 good tight ends.
Good blocking tight ends.
You do not want a Josh Heupel offense to have good tight ends. That's scary.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, there it is. You've got Nico can throw it and kill you, or he can dump it off to somebody out of the backfield and kill you, or he can hand it off and Sampson will kill you. Or he can just do a trickeration, tuck it, and run himself and kill you.
Yeah, NC State didn't know what hit them. They really didn't. No. They didn't know what to do. You could kind of feel like by the third quarter, like half their crowd was gone. They were gone.
Yeah, they were deer in the headlights, probably. And like I said, we were just listening to it on the radio, but even the announcers on the radio were saying, man, we just dominated, and our defensive line looks amazing.
Yeah. Thank you, Rick Holt. I appreciate that. 5 Buckaroos. Holy crap. What do we got going on here?
I think the one didn't Nico. He had one bad interception, but I mean the kid's he's only on his third start. You know, I keep forgetting that because he seems like he's been here a couple of years, but it's literally his third start.
Chilmonty, this guy's got your car. The guy that just gave me a $19.99 tip. Do you remember the 1986 Camaro, not Camaro, Trans Am?
Trans Am, that white one? Yeah,
I think that's the car. Is that not
that
the car
is.
that you had?
Yeah, that is.
Isn't
Oh,
that
man,
it?
I love that car.
That was the baddest car you had. That was such a awesome vehicle.
Yeah,
And it
that
had the
was.
3 lights that went across when the turbo kicked in.
Yeah, on the turbo thing. And
that was an outstanding vehicle.
oh, yeah, and had the Recaro seats.
Oh yeah, that car was tough.
With the T-top, that thing,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that car.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that Kentucky flopped. I was not expecting that. And
That
let me
was a
give you here's what happened. So I know you didn't get to see the game, Wilmot. I have the highlights right here of what happened between Kentucky and South Carolina.
Okay.
That was the highlights right there. I can't believe I actually had called for Kentucky to not only beat South Carolina. I had 3 games that I thought would be blowouts, possibly, but I had the 3 teams winning, which was I knew Michigan was going to get whooped by Texas. I didn't know if they'd be blown out, but they were. And then I thought Kentucky might blow out South Carolina because Carolina looked like crap last week against Old Dominion Trucking. And they did. Their offense wasn't any good today, but their defense dominated Kentucky. I mean, they literally beat them into the ground. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
Kentucky, they couldn't block them at all. I mean, their defense dominated Kentucky worse than we dominated NC State.
yeah. I was driving, and when my buddy was giving me stats of some of the different games, said Auburn got beat. I was shocked at that because they were supposed to be pretty good this year.
They got the wrong quarterback, that Peyton Thorne. He's an interception machine.
Yeah, you got to. Well, look at Tennessee. You got to have the right quarterback.
That helps a lot. They'll go after. I'll tell you, they're going to go after Deuce Knight. Deuce Knight was the quarterback that we were about to get, but George McIntyre was higher rated, and he lived in the state of Tennessee. And we went with George. Yeah. And then Deuce went to Notre Dame. He was unhappy. I don't think he wants to go to Notre Dame. He wanted to come to Tennessee. He's disappointed. Yeah. He'll probably end up going to Auburn because they'll pay him a bunch of money because they need a quarterback
badly.
And Deuce is really good. Deuce would fit Heupel's offense really well, but George is really good too. So, and we had not only that, we had another guy that Kentucky got that was almost a 5-star. Can't remember his name. He wanted to come to Tennessee, but George McIntyre was like a 5-star, and this other guy was a 4-star.
Well, everybody wants to be part of. Everybody wants to be part of the gimmick now. The gimmick.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody wants to be the gimmick quarterback for sure.
Yeah, it's just a gimmick. Yeah, give me a break. I might have
to do another gimmick video. I might have to today. I might do that.
I think that's a good idea.
I can't give South Carolina a ton of crap though because I was planning on doing that. But Shane Beamer thinks he did good.
Yeah.
Oh, Shane is celebrating like crazy because he celebrated the Old Dominion win.
Well, he was major hot seat, so this cools it slightly, but he's still got a lot of work to do down there. Oh, yeah. I guess I was surprised that Michigan sent him the signals again. I'm just saying, allegedly.
Let me see what Stingray's up to. What's up, Stingray? And Slim and my guys.
Yeah.
Put y'all in there. See what they think of it. I'll pop them in here in a minute. Some of the guys that are always my most loyal folks.
Yeah.
But, geez.
Yeah, how many we got in here now?
800 and something. 819 or something.
Wow.
People are enjoying this win. People are having a ball.
It's just so much. It's so much fun to see, and like I said, I didn't get to see it, but just listening and all of they'd be talking about something, and boom, all of a sudden we scored. Somebody's wide open in the end zone to score, or somebody runs it up and scores, and it just happens so quick. They didn't go hugely fast, especially the first half, and don't really know why that was. It sounded like they didn't go as fast as normal, but we got so many ways to beat you on offense. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got to agree with this. Joseph Gates says ball should be top 5. Absolutely, they should be. Absolutely, they should be.
I think we get in top 10 at the rankings Monday.
I'd put us top 5. I mean, who's performed better than tonight and last week? Well, number one, we got the number 1 offense in the country based on scoring and
yards.
Our defense. Nobody scored on our defense. Who scored on us? UT Chattanooga didn't. NC State did not.
They pointed out we've gone 12 quarters without being scored on against our defense. 12 quarters. That's 3 games, and one of them was a bowl game. And the first 2 games this season, once against a ranked opponent. So our defense has turned around. Sanders, is it Sanders? Is he the D coordinator?
Banks. It's Tim Banks, isn't it?
Banks, that's it, Banks. And he's done a hell of a job turning this defense around. And
you've got that great defensive line coach, and he's brought in a bunch of coordinators, and that's the one thing the guys were talking about. Tim Banks, that we're just talking about our defensive line, how deep it is. Like we kept replacing defensive linemen constantly.
Yeah, we stay fresh.
And they were like, what's happening here? It's like they just brought in 4 new guys, and they're as brutal as the other 4.
And that was the other big thing was, we pretty much Banks just basically did away with our whole defensive backfield and started this year with a brand new, all new players. And, man, looking pretty good so far. Now, again, we hadn't been against a real good passing team yet, but, man, it's looking good so far, though, dude.
I can tell you right now, that was the thing that I was waiting on. I was like, God, if this defensive backfield could just be good, this could be a magical team, because we saw it in 2022, but we didn't have the defense.
Yeah.
This could be 2022 with the defense and a slightly better quarterback. And we had a great quarterback in Hendon Hooker, but this guy's better. Yeah. He's a little bit better. He's raw. We got Hendon. Hendon was like a 4th-year guy when he showed up. So he was very mature. He was a very mature dude.
He played mature too. Although for certain, they were talking about that, how calm Nico is and how he's willing to stay there in the backfield or step up or move around and take the time, wait for somebody to get open. And it's hard to teach that. Guys get itchy feet and an itchy trigger finger when they start feeling the heat. And that's when you get into trouble. But he's playing at a great level. Again, it's just his 3rd start, and he's still redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, it's just outstanding.
But man, yeah, as he matures in this offense, it's going to be It's going to be fun to watch.
Absolutely. This is 2022 again, but with a defense.
Yeah, everybody, all the top teams we're going to play just had to circle us on their schedules. And
they already had it circled, Wilmot, but now they really got it circled.
Yeah, but now they're saying, oh, crap, they got a defense too? Oh, no.
Yeah, we're going to have some outstanding games. I'm looking forward to that Oklahoma game.
I am too.
I mean, I still got us 10-2.
Yeah.
I'm starting to lean 11-1. I'm starting to lean that way.
I'd be thrilled if we lose to Georgia and either Oklahoma or Alabama and finish 10-2. I'll be thrilled because that should get us into the playoffs.
Well, the Notre Dame loss was monstrous. Notre Dame got beat by, you probably don't know this, by Northern Illinois.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
They were ranked number 5, and they were as good as in. They were as good as in. I mean, you know how much the media loves Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, they had them ranked like number 2 or something. Probably
they didn't have them +1.
yeah, over Georgia and Ohio State.
They got beat by a little tiny team called Northern Illinois, the Fighting Possum.
Yeah, That's classic. And I feel real bad for him.
I know you do. I feel your pain.
I would have really felt bad if Florida would have gotten whooped by somebody today, but they played a chump, didn't they?
Oh yeah, I didn't even check them. Sanford and Son. Didn't they
Yeah.
play Sanford and Son? So
Sanford and Son, elegant junk.
yeah. Outstanding. I'm going to finish up here with a couple of fun things. I'm going to give you all the FSU lady again because I know how much you like that.
Oh yeah.
Let me start this over.
Wait for Tennessee to lose in football next year because that's what they do every year. And they won't win this either. So screw them. Who cares?
You sure about that?
Don't care.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, screw Tennessee.
That's
Why
that's
do
like
I
the
like
Kentucky.
that so much? Why is that so great?
It's just evergreen. It's like that Kentucky guy rant.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That Kentucky guy ran is gold.
Yeah,
That really
it
is.
just
That's one of my favorite things ever. He was so pat. It was almost like he had practiced it. It was so good.
it's like your stupid song in here. Woo, woo.
Oh, the woo. You
The
know
woo
what?
hurt me.
Jan, that kills Jan. She
Yeah.
thinks that's our mother. And her name's Jan. We call her that. She thinks that's the funniest thing in the world when he says, "Get your woo on out of here." Because I didn't realize how annoying that is. But I'll bet it is. I'll bet that is very annoying. Thank you, King Flatliner. That is extremely. I hadn't even thought about that. I'll bet if you're on the opposite side of that woo woo crap,
Oh, I
it
know.
probably does make you mad.
Well, I was never a woo fan, but now I love it because I know it irritates the crap out of our opponents. It's like going to South Carolina and they do that crow all the time.
That crow,
that rooster crowing.
The rooster.
Yeah, yeah. When we went to that game last year, or the 2022, we got
when they had Connor Stallion signs allegedly.
And I told Junior at Junebug about the middle of the third quarter. I said, I'm going up to the thing up there and wring the neck of that guy who keeps playing that rooster. Because I was so sick of that. Oh my gosh. But I guess it's what the woo is to most of our opponents. It's just like fingernails on a chalkboard after a while. Especially when
another one that really irritates people is the Florida State.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of people mad. That plays. We never play Florida State, so it doesn't annoy us. But there was so many YouTubers after they got beaten that first game that were doing that side of thing.
Yeah, because they do it nonstop. I think. But anyway, well, brother, I'm worn out.
All right, no problem. All right, yeah, we're heading out. Thank y'all. I hope y'all had a blast tonight. I know I did. It was amazing. And you wait. Oh, man, I'm going to put out some videos now. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine this week's videos, how awful I'm going to try not to be awful. I'm going to try not to be brutal. But I'm making no guarantees because it could get and I definitely want to thank Bobby Hill for coming to UT.
Damn it, Bobby, this just ain't right. You deserve better than this.
We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay, and thank y'all for coming. Enjoy just enjoy this.
Yeah.
I've been telling y'all, enjoy the Heupel years. Enjoy the Heupel years and the Nico years and the Danny White years. Enjoy all this.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay. Thanks, Chilmonty.
See you, buddy.
Okay.